Thanks for joining me today. Hey everyone, I'm here to bring you all the best horror shorts from around the internet. First up on the channel today, we have to look at this creepy story called The House That Kills You Differently Every Time You Enter. It was written by a user on Reddit, and it will make you wonder if you might be trapped in a similar situation. So let's jump right into the story. They say time is an illusion, but what if it's a trap? It started with an abandoned house on the edge of town. No one lived there. No one ever did. They said it was cursed, but I didn't believe in curses. I stepped inside. The moment the door closed behind me, everything changed. I was back in my apartment. Same clothes, same date, same hour, but something felt off. A song on the radio was different. The same day, a news report announced the signing of a peace treaty between two nations that were supposed to be at war. My car was in the shop being fixed, yet when I stepped out of my apartment, there it was outside. I walked back in and tried again. I told myself I was insane, and maybe I was. Maybe that's why I dreamed about dying. The next day, I awoke to my alarm clock. I got dressed, ate breakfast, and walked out the door toward the familiar house. At first, I couldn't find the energy to feel frightened, but as I approached the house, dread consumed me. Still, I stepped through the door. Everything changed once more. The news report was now about a devastating earthquake in Japan. I looked up and noticed rain streaking down the window. Then I saw the television. The weather forecast warned of an approaching storm. It was going to rain tomorrow, not today. Rain fell harder against the windows. I could hear thunder and see lightning flash outside. It would strike later tonight. I ran for cover. I drove back to my apartment, but as I stood beneath my umbrella, I realized that the street was empty. There weren't even any cars parked nearby. The road had been deserted. I didn't bother fighting it anymore. I walked back to the house. As I pushed open the door, I knew I was in for bad news. Sure enough, I found my dead body sprawled across the floor, torn apart by a storm of glass shards. I stared at the corpse and screamed. Then I woke up again in my bed. The room was dark except for the sliver of light under the door. Suddenly, I heard screams coming from under my bed. I started to cry. I couldn't take this anymore. I got out of bed and began to pace the room. I sat down on the couch, hiding my face in my hands. What am I doing? Why won't someone help me? There had to be someone out there who could understand what I was going through. I called my friend. He answered on the second ring. Hey man, come over. I need your help. I don't want to talk about it on the phone. Okay, I'll be there soon. I waited impatiently for him to arrive. When he finally knocked on my door, I welcomed him in and explained what was happening to me. At first, he didn't believe me, but I showed him my dead body lying on the living room floor. His eyes widened with surprise. Come again? He asked. I told him about the house. He listened patiently as I spoke. I know what you're going through, he said when I finished. I do. I nodded, relieved to hear that someone understood. Finally, I thought, someone who can help me. Nope. Sorry, he continued. I can't help you. I don't know how to. I was crestfallen. I needed his help. What should I do? He asked. I don't know. Help me. I beg of you. Please. Anything. He reached out and touched my shoulder. I think you need to go back there, he said. Back to the house. Yeah, he explained. It's pulling you in because you keep escaping from it. You have to stop running away. I wanted to tell him that I'd been trying to do that, but the words wouldn't come out. I stared at him blankly, unable to speak. He sighed and stood up. "Thanks for listening," he said. He turned to leave. "Wait," I cried. "Please don't go. I'm scared." He stopped at the door and turned back. "You shouldn't be afraid," he said softly. "You're not alone." With that, he disappeared. I waited, but he never came back. I was alone again. I felt a sudden urge to return to the house. I got dressed and headed out the door, but as I neared the house, I hesitated. Should I turn back? Was I ready to face whatever awaited me there? I walked slowly toward the front steps. I raised my hand as if to knock, but paused before I could. What if it's too late? I wondered. What if there's no turning back? Taking a deep breath, I knocked. I heard footsteps inside. The door opened and I stepped inside. Everything changed. Again, I was back in my apartment. Same clothes, same date, same hour. But something felt off. The air hung heavy with the scent of decay. I raced to the mirror and stared at my reflection. My face was pale and drawn, my eyes hollow. I was trapped in a never-ending loop of time. Each cycle started and ended with me returning home, only to die in some other horrible way. And then the process would begin anew. I watched helplessly as the calendar flipped days, weeks, years. I watched birthdays come and go. Holidays passed, seasons changed, people aged. I watched them die, but I remained the same, forever trapped in my own personal hell. Then one day as I entered the house, I saw myself in the mirror staring back. But it wasn't me. Not really. That version of me. He wanted this. He needed the house. Now I don't know if I'll ever escape, or if I'm just another version of him sending the next fool into the house to die. Would you enter a house that rewrites your death each time? Or are you already inside it, watching this? So, what did you think of that story? Did it freak you out a little bit? Let me know in the comments below. I thought it was a great story, and certainly one that makes you think about what it is you are watching. So if you enjoyed that story, please hit that thumbs up button. It really helps us out so much. And of course, if you want to see more short stories like these, subscribe to the channel and click that bell notification button so you don't miss a single upload. But until next time, I've been your host. Join us next time for more horror shorts.